Hi guys, I'm Ram from Frotella. In this video, we are gonna learn the basic foundation block of web design or web development. Yeah, what you're guessing is true. It is HTML. HTML doesn't require any prerequisites, so don't worry about having any kind of prior web development knowledge. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with what is HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and a lot of people just starting out don't realize that HTML is not a programming language at any level. It is a markup language for creating web pages. One of the key elements of programming language is logic. So you can have things like conditionals where you can say if this is true then do this. HTML however doesn't have any of that. HTML is used to just display informative elements of a web page. That may be a text, paragraph, or a heading, a bullet list, or an image, or many other things. It is strictly presentational. Just try to remember that there is no logic, there is no actual programming. So, an example of a programming language would be JavaScript, Python, or PHP. Just logic doesn't make any programming language more important than HTML. In fact, if you are getting into web development, at least in my opinion, HTML is much more important because HTML is a building block of web. Every single site that you see outputs HTML to the browser no matter what kind of advanced programming it uses on the backend. Alright, you can build a website using HTML. Basically, for building websites, you only really need two things. You need a browser to view the HTML and you need a text editor to write the HTML. Now, don't worry about what kind of computer you are having. If you are using Windows, Mac, or Linux, it doesn't matter as long as you have these two things. For a browser, it can be whatever you want. I would highly suggest Google Chrome. It is the best for any web developer. But of course, you can use Firefox, Safari, even Edge. And if you are using Internet Explorer, please for God's sake, don't use it. For text editor, you also use any text editor you want, and which one is up to you. You could even use Windows Notepad too, but there are many better editors which makes your writing of code simpler. I suggest you to use Visual Studio Code editor, and we will be using the same now. The structure of HTML is in the form of elements. The entire HTML page is enclosed in a root element. Inside each element there can be multiple elements. What is an element in HTML? An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. Some HTML elements will display correctly even if you forgot the end tag. However, never rely on this. Unexpected results and errors may occur if you forgot the end tag. Some of the tags in HTML are HTML tag defines an HTML document and is the root element of the HTML page. Header tag, it contains the meta information about the HTML page. Title tag specifies a title for the HTML page, which is shown on the browser's title bar or in the page tab. Body tag defines the document's body and is a container for all the visible contents such as headings, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. The entire visible content on a web page is written inside the body tag. Heading tag, numbered from H1 to H6, defines HTML headings. Paragraph tag defines a paragraph element in a HTML page. Break tag, it is used to insert a single line break. Here it is used to break a line and no context is used. These kind of elements are also called as empty elements. They do not have an end tag. These type of tags are also known as self-closing tags. Now let's get into the editor, write some code and create a web page. Before writing code, let me create a HTML file for me. File, new file, and save it as. Go to the project directory you required and select it as HTML and save as my first page dot html. Remember, save it in .html format only. That's it, your page is created. Now go to the directory and you could see that my first page .html. Right click on it, open with Google Chrome, and see, this is your page, and you could see everything is empty because you have not written any code. Now let's write some code. The first tag or the first block is HTML. Let's give a head tag, also body tag, in the head tag let me give title of the page, I'll give it as Frutella. In the body let me create a heading tag. Hello world, and let's save it and see the output in the browser. Okay, refresh the browser. See the name is Hello World displayed in the heading, and the tab name is changed to Frutella. Now let's see the differences between different heading tags. H1, now let's save the code and view it on the browser. Save it. Let's refresh the browser. As you can see, by using different heading tags, the sizes of the headings are decreased. Now let's add an image to our web page. First of all, let's add an image to the file directory in which we are having the HTML file. Let me take this image and add it in this directory. Now in the image tag, let me give the source path. Here the source path is denoted with src, and let me add the path of the logo, and let me give the alternative text. Alternative text is given as alt, which is used to print the text if the image is not available or visible. Let's save it and view in the browser. Refresh the browser. Yeah, the logo is displayed here. Now we shall use center tag to make the image visible in the middle of the page. Let's save it and view it in the browser. Here SRC means source path and ALT means alternative text. These are known as attributes in the image tag. What are attributes? Attributes provide additional information about elements. All the HTML elements can have attributes. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in name-value pairs. There are many attributes such as source, alternative, text, style, href, id, class, type, and many more. The id attribute defines the unique element in an HTML document. The id attribute is used to point out a specific style declaration in a style sheet. It is also used by JavaScript to access and manipulate the elements within the specific id. The class attribute is used to specify a class for a HTML element. Multiple HTML elements can share the same class. Here, let's use some of the attributes in our image tag. Let me add width to this image. And height. Let's save it and view it in the browser. See, the image size has been decreased by giving the width and height of the images. Now let us create a div tag in our HTML document. Div tag defines a division or a section in an HTML document. It is used as a container for HTML elements. Let us create a paragraph tag in our div tag. Now let's save it and view it in the browser. Now let's learn how to comment the code in HTML. The start tag of a comment element starts with left angular bracket followed by exclamatory mark and 2 hyphens. Let's write the context. This is a comment and ends with 2 hyphens and a right angular bracket. Let us also comment these headings h1 to h6. Let's save the code and view it in the browser. Let's reload the browser. As you can see, the heading tags from h1 to h6 are disappeared in the web page as they are commented in the code. Now let's add a form to our page inside the div container. The form element starts with a form tag and ends with a form tag. In HTML, form is used to collect user input. The user input is most often sent to a server for processing. Let me add an input text box for the user to write his name. Let us start with an input tag. And the attribute is of type text. Now this defines a single line input field for text input on the browser. Let us add a label for this text input. label start tag and an end tag. Let me write it as name. Now let's save it and view how it is visible on the browser. Let's reload the browser. See, we got a text input field with a label name. Now let us bind this label and input together by adding a fur attribute to the label element and id attribute to the input element. And the value of both the attributes should be the same. I will give the value as name. Now let me add two radio buttons with the label as male and female. Input of type radio. Let me add the same input of type radio again. Let me give labels to both the inputs. And let us combine this input and label using fur and id attributes. I will give the value as male. For this I'll give the attribute value as female. Now let's create a submit button. The submit button is also a type of input element. So let's take it input tag of type submit. Now let's save it and see it on the browser. Reload it. All the elements are displayed side by side. Now let's give a line break between them. For the line break we'll be using br tag. br br and br. Let's save it and view it in the browser. Refresh the browser. Yeah, it is fine. Let me also break this name and text input field and also label this male and female as gender. Let me break it and let me label here as gender. Let me save it and view it on the browser. Yeah, let me do that change also. Yeah, it's fine. That's it for this video. Please do like, share and subscribe Frotella.